Well, welcome back to Messianic Media. If you did not see the episode from last time, go back and look at it, especially if you're wondering, I've seen people online. I want to do some kind of online ministry. I don't know how to do it. I see other people doing it way better than I can. How do I do this? Where do I start? Go back and look, because we interviewed John and Danielle Murray, and they're back with us again. Welcome, guys. We had to do another episode because we ran out of time so fast.
We have a lot to say.
That's good.
We did, yeah. So thank you again for the great advice you guys gave, just listing some software that you use and how you got started and how it grew, and because obviously you don't get to where you guys are today with the audience and everything overnight.
Right.
So it takes. You've been at this for what?
Almost 10 years.
10 years, yeah. So it's taken a while, right?
Yeah.
Now, first of all, what we talked about last week, did it grow slowly, or was it like all of a sudden you hit something and boom, and get a couple viral videos and away you go?
I think initially, I told you we had that intentionally made a few parody videos, so it grew to like 10,000 quickly.
Yeah.
And then it was slowly creeping on YouTube. That's where you were working a lot. He already told you he had a lot of jobs, and things were just crazy. His job at the church came to an end. Right around the same time, we had gotten an offer from Facebook to create video content there. Video was not on Facebook at the time, so they were looking to compete with YouTube. And so they were incentivizing creators to come over, post their video content there, and paying us monthly to do so. And so that was kind of our launching point, because they were also pushing things there. So Facebook, that's where we started posting videos. And we just took our whole back catalog and just uploaded all the videos we had already created.
Okay. So did you have much on Facebook at this point, or was your focus like YouTube? And that was it?
I think we had grown Facebook fairly well for just not even really posting. I think we may have had, at the time when they reached out, like 30,000 followers on there.
A lot.
But it was just from posting old videos from YouTube that occasionally would take off. And so you asked too, like, how did the growth, a lot of what it looks like even now is you'll have some like steady growth, but then you'll just have these videos that hit and then you'll grow up, and then it kind of just, it's kind of a pattern that I've seen with that you'll have some videos that do really well, and that brings in a lot of people because it gets reached to a lot of people. And then you'll have your typical videos that do decent, and they'll bring in a few people here and there, like a trickle. But yeah, if you can consistently get the videos that are reaching a lot of people, then obviously you're gonna grow pretty quickly.
So now, last time we talked about, doing videos for certain products, and then you got the little freebies, and okay, great, now we got mattresses for all the kids, we got some maternity stuff for you, and all this kind of stuff. So when did it start becoming, when did the thought happen that, maybe we might be able to make a living out of this? Like, did YouTube pay you? You said Facebook offered, they saw what you're doing on YouTube and offered for you to do something on Facebook.
Right.
Was YouTube kind of like, hey, this is a good second income by then, or?
Yeah, I think at that time, so I want to say it was, 4 to 5 years before we went full time with it?
Yeah, I told you, it really was like $50 a month for a long time. And we had been signed to like a network, like a multi-channel network on YouTube. And, all the things, it just wasn't paying for anything. Posting to Facebook is really where it was like, okay, some of our bills are getting paid just from what they're doing, and we're seeing the potential. But we also had people reaching out to us, like agents that worked with brands.
Right.
I think one of the biggest ones we did was a brand deal with SeaWorld, and we realized, this might be a thing that we could really make money.
Yeah, prior to the Facebook thing, we did have a few brand deals that were actually like, oh, this is actually some decent money, a few $1,000s here and there. So while YouTube wasn't really paying off ad revenue great at the time, we would get these just like random, another kind of
toys
like
for kids.
Yeah.
We had some, I think one time we had, was it Tylenol maybe? They offered to pay me
an amount,
5 digits, to make one video, but I don't use it. So for us, maintaining the integrity was really important. So we turned that down.
And I think Yehovah will bless you in that, right?
Yeah.
Because, and again, you'd have to say that Yehovah directed this, because you're not actively going after, well, I want to advertise for this brand. They're just coming to you and sending you an email saying, hey, we saw your videos. would you like to collaborate? I mean, is that kind of where it's
yes. And then, but then there is the flip side of like, okay, now like maybe we could reach out to brands that we actually really want to partner with. And so that's been an opportunity too, where you can get connected with some brands that you're like, I actually like this product a lot and use it all the time. Would love to like partner with you and collaborate on this. And so then you can get paid.
Now, by the way, when you're doing this, you're all just still doing, now you're doing, don't let me put words in the mouth. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you're talking about the family and homesteading and that kind of stuff, or not homesteading.
This was prior to homesteading. It really was just like home videos. I mean, it really was just like raising kids.
People go, oh, that's so cute.
Going out.
You had good ideas for homeschooling and
taking
stuff.
the kids to the park. We weren't even homeschooling at that time.
Really? Okay.
I talked a lot about wellness. I was in an MLM, and so and even that was kind of our transition from his job at the church and out of wedding videography to just social media full time, because essentially that was our own brand deal.
Okay.
That was our own business, and so we could promote that as a brand deal. And so that's what transitioned us into doing social media full time. And we switched at one point to Facebook being our primary focus. Each platform has its own algorithm and its own optimization, and we were, most of our videos are created for Facebook at this point.
So now the optimization and all that, so people don't know, the different tricks to get into how Facebook throws this to other people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like on YouTube, people go and search for what they want to watch. They might look up home birth, or they might look up, if they want to learn about the Torah, they'll look up those words. You don't really do that on Facebook. It's kind of whatever Facebook wants to show you, they show you.
Feeding you,
so it's following what you like and then feeding you things according to what you like.
Right. Or don't like sometimes. I've been experiencing that a lot lately with our own videos. So the people who I'm like, how did you find this video?
This does not align with your brand.
I really hate homeschooling. Here's a homeschooling video.
Exactly. It's basically that. And which creates a lot of engagement and dialogue between people in your videos. But
That's interesting. Okay. Well, so it's beginning to happen. You got the MLM, so you're deciding now the church, we talked before the cameras came on.
Yeah.
Unceremoniously kind of let you go.
Yeah.
See you later. No hard feelings. And you went, okay.
Yeah.
So now does that sort of force you to go, maybe we could do this online thing full time?
Yeah, I mean, I think at that point, we were still fairly new even at that point with it. That was really maybe a year or so into it, if even that. I think really the Facebook thing, because they offered bonuses and they still do that. It's not the same. Their bonuses kind of change, but like I just started a new Facebook account because they were doing this bonus opportunity and have grown it since January. It's at like 11,000 followers now in there. And I wasn't really that consistent with it. I'm being more consistent now because I'm actually seeing it start to ramp up. But yeah, I think it was really the Facebook thing, the bonuses that they were giving for posting there, and then the ad revenue. It just started going crazy. I mean, I was like, whoa, what in the world? Like it was really crazy actually when they sent me an email. The first email they sent me looked like a spam email. They had like all these weird numbers and stuff. I'm like, this is spam because like we want to pay you X amount a month if you post this many videos. And I was like, I didn't even respond to it. And then like, it's just something kind of pricked me like, maybe you should just check to see if that's legit.
Could you imagine if you...
I know, it would have been crazy. Like it literally was a life-changing email for us. But then it started the ad revenue was like crazy. Like I think after a month, after a month of posting consistently there, like the second month we had like a $13,000
the ad revenue. People go, how are you getting ad revenue? Are people advertising on your videos? Is that what's happening?
It is, but it's through Facebook. So they're doing it all. You're just like, do you want us to put ads on your videos? Yes, I do. Okay, cool. We will. And we'll split the money with you. Sounds good. Thank you.
So the answer is always yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, we'll do it.
I will say our goal wasn't even necessarily, I mean, maybe for you, it was like, I can make a lot of money, but I think it was more just time. We just wanted him to be home because, like I said, he didn't just work at the church. He was on the worship team and had worship practice. He led the youth worship team and had youth worship practice. He was their call guy for anything, the pastor's senior or kids' senior pictures, like call John. So when we had 2 or 3 kids under 3, he was gone so much.
Yeah.
And so really the motivator was like just more time together as a family. And vlogging allowed us to do that because he could work at home with the family.
Right.
You know, so when we saw, okay, we can actually pay our bills with this, that was really what made us keep going.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So now you're doing all this, and then, okay, so you're having a Christian perspective at this moment, right? Okay. So everything's going well, things are starting to build, and okay, we can actually live on this. We can show everybody how we live, and it's people just like it. And now, first of all, before I go into that, was there any pressure or do you still feel pressure that, oh my gosh, I got to be more consistent. I got to come up with a video today, and I don't know what to do.
Yes,
a lot of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, that's a consistent thought.
I find that with Layered Wellness is every week my wife and I do like a thing, and it's like, what are we going to talk about this week?
Right.
I don't know. We've covered everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, sometimes it's in our own head because what people were watching, like when I go back and watch the videos we made at the beginning, I'm like, how did anybody watch this? But they did. It would just be me walking around with the camera, talking to my kids, like talking about it. They just wanted to do life with you. Like for the most part, they're curious about anything. I could tell people about anything and they'll be
So
curious.
it's like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. But we would get bored with like our life, the mundaneness of, you know, especially I think COVID, that whole year where everything was
really
closed down and it was like, well, we're not doing anything or going anywhere. What do we talk about? And that kind of threw us for a loop.
Which the good thing about it now though is that, and this is even something we've learned recently, that it's so much easier to show up now because you can literally do with short form content like reels. You can just get a clip of whatever. I had a deep freezer go out we had meat in it, and we found out
From
a steer that we processed. But it smelled horrendous. Like it was like that's how we found out. And so we're like, oh, and I see like a little red pool from the deep
You
freezer.
don't need all the details.
And then when I went in there, I opened it up. Just kidding. But it smelled horrible. But then I was like, I can make a video about this, burying this. And I made a video. And it was just, I set the phone up, hit record, and just recorded the whole process of me dumping a freezer full of stuff into the ground after I dug a hole, covered it up. And that was the whole video. And then I just put some text on top of it telling the story, and it got like 200-something thousand views on it. It's just like there's stuff.
Wow.
And so
the number of people commenting that the same thing happened to them.
Yeah, apparently it's a really common thing.
Wow.
People have done that.
Wow.
Also because our son turned it down. I didn't realize it until I thought it was broken, but no, he had just accidentally turned the little knob all the way down to the.
Now what's this?
Yeah, basically. Oh, okay, well, see you later. So it's so much. Again, I'm still learning this because we're used to the long form where it's like we have to tell a story and we have to do this and this and that. And that's true to an extent, but you can do it so much more simply these days. And again, just like a little short video too. I had our daughter holding our youngest son, and she's 9 and he's 18 months, and he's like half the size of her. But she's holding him like a little mom would hold a little, baby. And that video's like, I just, said something about how I love that our daughters love their younger siblings, that they're willing just to hold them and pick them up and whatever. And like that one's doing crazy too. But it also is one of those videos that found the wrong audience, and it's the people with blue hair telling us that we're ruining our children because we're making them hold babies or something.
Oh, of course.
And so, but I'm learning that that's not all bad though.
Like
I'm like,
Madonna,
you know what?
Any publicity is good publicity.
It really is.
It is.
That's what I'm learning right now.
Unfortunately, it's true.
Because just as many people that want to hate, there's just as many that want to like defend you and say.
But then, okay, who are we supposed to be reaching?
Right.
Yeah.
There's your outreach.
Yeah. So true.
So you can, hey, we're nice people, see?
Yep.
We're not all bad over here.
Right.
So, okay, that's really cool. So I love how that, now you were posting, just into a little bit of semantics, you guys were posting like 3 long form before per week. When you get into like the YouTube shorts and stuff like, and reels on Facebook, how many are you posting a week?
How many
am I
are
posting
we, or
a
how many
day?
should we?
How many do you
That's a
feel would
different
be optimal for you?
Well, I can actually give you great insight that when I was doing this new account, starting a brand new account from zero. I didn't really even share much because you can share on Facebook and whatnot too. So I could share to my big page and try to get more people to come over. I did a couple of videos like that, but it really didn't grow it that much. And I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to see what I could do with this brand new thing. And so during that process of creating this account, I was part of this little, I don't know what you would call it, group where they were basically telling you, Facebook themselves, what they wanted from you as a new account. And it was really crazy. At first, I was like, are you kidding me? That's insane. But they said, when you're first starting out, the optimal amount of reels that you should post is 2 to 5 a day. Ooh. Optimal being 5, but no more than 5. I'm not, it's like, good. Yeah. 5 is great.
Exactly
6,
5.
not good. Huh. And I was like, are you kidding me? I can't post. I can hardly do that in a week.
This time, and this time.
Yeah, and it really is what I've learned though, but they were okay with it being old videos. Like I could pull from our old account, I could do whatever, I could post whatever I wanted, but you needed to post this much.
So take little pieces of longer videos and throw them up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so basically their whole thing is like, it will help you grow. And then after you've grown, it didn't really say to what number, but once you've grown it, then you can get into a more like slower rhythm of like 1 to 2 reels a day or something.
The caveat with it though is that you could just throw anything out there, but if you actually want to build influence, then you have to serve people something.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing people miss sometimes is building a platform or presence online isn't about you and your platform and presence. It's about the people that you're serving and how you're showing up and what you can give them.
Right.
I think that's the best mentality to go into it with because it will sustain you. And I think also from a believer standpoint, that's the heart we should have is not selfish ambition and to build ourselves up.
For you guys, it's pretty self-explanatory though. I mean, what you're giving to people is your daily life.
Right.
Yeah.
Just showing them your life is, as long as you keep it on that theme, everybody's happy in your space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the number of people that have just from witnessing how we live our life, because we've never used that platform to, preach to people, but they see it. It's influence in everything. We'll share when we're preparing for Shabbat. The number of people that have reached out and had conversations or asked us about the feast and how they can start. One of our longtime followers is Brandon Lake's mom. Like she is connected and, we keep in touch. And so she was saying that they went to Israel and they were so inspired by seeing us keeping the feast that they wanted to start doing that. And
oh, wow. Well, the Passover at least.
The Passover, yeah. So it's just like, you don't really understand the impact you can have just by living out the Torah.
You don't understand. So Brandon Lake is
a very popular Christian musician.
Yeah. I knew who he was.
Yeah.
I just wanted.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So, okay, now speaking of that, okay. Mm-hmm. So you start this channel, you build it up. It's at these huge numbers. You're starting to stay home and make money with this. And it's a Christian channel. Someone introduces the Torah to you.
They screwed it all up.
So when did this happen? And then what?
So it was within the same probably month or 2 month span. I started with realizing that the whole world is a lie and everything in it.
It was right around COVID. So we were like
seeing
just
all
seeing
the
craziness.
Oh yeah. Well, that's when everything got exposed to us. My government's doing what?
Yeah.
Is really?
Understanding all the dark rabbit holes. And I was like in this spiral of what is the point of anything anymore? And nothing matters. And then we had friends that had been, maybe, what were they talking about? I don't know, maybe they were talking about Shabbat or Passover or something. I was like, oh, are they Jewish? So we got together with them and we were asking questions and I don't even remember what they said, but it was just like, oh yeah, that's it. That makes sense. That's what I've actually been looking for my whole life.
Right.
And at this point, we had been out of church for like 3 years already. So it wasn't a really hard transition. I feel like we had detached some from... Yeah.
So why, for just personally, real quick, why did you detach from church?
After 15 years, he went to that church worked there for 5. The exit showed him that he was replaceable and just a number. And I think he just needed a break. Like he didn't miss a Sunday.
Well, we started going to an Elevation satellite campus in the Raleigh area. And that also was kind of just like, we loved it at the time. But then also it just felt weird. It felt like this isn't for, like our family just doesn't fit in with this. And so we kind of were on and off there for a couple years.
But then that long.
Not even that long, maybe a year.
Maybe once every 2 months.
Well, we went with friends to they went to Elevation. We attended with them. And I feel it's just like, I get what you see in it. Right. I don't see it.
Yeah.
And so
you felt so welcomed, but then there wasn't anything that made me want to get up and go. Like getting as many kids as we had ready and out the door on time, it was like, it just wasn't there.
And so, it was we kind of stopped doing that. And then also COVID was around that time. So it was really like, we were stopped probably for like a year.
I think when you stopped going, so when he like officially left his job at the church, he just wanted to take a break.
Sure.
In 3 years, he didn't miss a single Sunday, like not one, because he was the only person who could do his job. And so after, that much, like I said, all the serving, it was kind of like, I just want to breathe for a little
My wife and I were leaders in the church, and I was the sound guy. I feel you.
Yeah, absolutely. So then it was just kind of like, there just wasn't, I don't know, because COVID happened, and then there wasn't a desire to go find something. And there may be a little desire, but we just weren't like ready to go take a leap and find the right place to go to. All of our friends went to my old church. So it was like, we didn't have like, oh yeah, come check out this church. Come check this out. But then it was kind of, we met with our friends. And she'd always had like said, something just doesn't feel right. And I'd always tell her, because she needed to get connected to a small group. If you get connected to a small group, it's all going to fill in all the missing pieces, mate. And
no, it's missing. It just always felt.
Yeah, she said something just doesn't feel missing. Right.
Yeah.
And I always had questions, but it was just easy to just be like, okay, I'm sure the pastor's telling me, like, he knows, so I don't have to worry about it.
The questions aren't important.
Yeah, I have the questions, but he surely knows the answer, so I don't have to worry about it. But one of the things that just always got me was how one thing could be right for you, but wrong for me, or vice versa. That we all are basically, when you really look at it, our own God to decide that what's sin for me is sin for me, and what's sin for you can be sin for you. And we don't have to have the same sins.
But that doesn't mean that to me.
Exactly. So that never made sense to me. But I just was like, okay, whatever. And so, it's that same night, whenever our friends were kind of sitting down talking to us about it, it was just like, yes, that makes way more sense to me, that there is a foundational, this is how we're supposed to live our life. And so, we both, again, I think because we weren't in a church, there wasn't that holding us back, but also we both just kind of were like, oh yeah, that just makes sense. And just kind of.
We were just ready, like desiring the truth. Yeah.
It almost seems like God took you out of there, out of Egypt. No disrespect to the church you were going to, but took you into the wilderness where there was nothing for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then had to bring you to Sinai, as it were.
Yeah.
Right.
I see a pattern in our life of that, where he will loosen our grip on things before he moves us into something else.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until you're moving, and then you're like, oh yeah.
So he loosens your grip on this, and you go, yeah, Torah is the way. Uh-oh, we have this Christian following online.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
That was not, I have never had a problem going against the grain. Like, my entire life has been pretty comfortable there, going the other way.
Mine was not. I liked the grain.
But I think it's never been an issue of like being fearful that we would lose our platform or be judged. But what we did find was that people, maybe it's the algorithm, they don't want that. So it's like, for me, it was, let's not cast our pearls before swine here. I've tried to make a couple of videos talking about, the Bible, and just like very, I don't know, what's the word? Not overly preachy, not, trying to beat anything over anybody's head. But
was it 3 days and 3 nights? That kind of thing?
Yeah. Just
I don't even know
not
what
even
it
that,
was.
just opening the Bible and reading
just reading
something and
anything.
sharing, and no views, like literally just squashed. I was like, all right, this isn't going to work here. That's kind of where we decided to break off and share that deeper, because we have people asking all the time. They mention like, man, I see such a shift in your faith and it's so beautiful. I can just see you guys doing something different. Everyone's like glowing. And
so for the algorithm, it wasn't so much, tell me how you've become messianic, but show me was okay.
yeah.
So just live life, let that be your witness, and somehow you're still getting the views from that.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of it is just like living it out. And it's not even trying to be like, look at what we're doing. This is so different. It's like, I want it to be that we're doing it so normally that people are like, wait, what? What are they doing? Am I supposed to be doing that? Like that, I want it to feel like that to people. So when we do Sukkot, it's like, hey, oh my goodness, it's Sukkot week. We got all these people coming to do camping. We're gonna whatever. It's not like, let me educate you about Sukkot. You probably don't know what it is. It's just like, oh, you don't do Sukkot? Why not? We do Sukkot. Like, that's what I want it to feel like, and that's how we try to do anytime that we are talking about it in our content on our vlog page.
I will say it's difficult with holidays, mainstream holidays, because everyone expects you to put out that kind of content.
Well, we used to do the Christmas special, all these things. It's like, where are the Christmas specials? Well,
we had people send us Christmas cards and we'd put them up. So like that was a big thing every year. So, and it wasn't even a hard transition out of it. We'd say that we stopped celebrating. We traded it for the biblical feasts, but I feel like it gets hard to show up around those times. Because like, well, what do we say? Because we don't want to go and just, not afraid to offend people, but I just don't see fruit in being offensive.
Yeah.
Essentially, I see fruit in just walking it out and showing them the way and allowing people to ask questions and come to you. And so that was the point of Rooted Deeply, was create a space that bridges that gap where we can walk it out. We can talk about being obedient to God's instructions, and we can show them that we keep the Sabbath. We can talk about how to do it. I put together an 8-week study on the feast that I'm getting ready to launch with that, because so many people have asked about celebrating it, without me having to say, you need to do this. It's just, here's what we're doing, and inviting them into it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Love that. So then there's really no problem with that. I mean, it's like you can transition, and it wasn't like you lost a whole bunch of money. Now, Danielle says she wasn't afraid of that. Were you like, if we get too radical here, we're toast?
Oh yeah, because there is the reality of that is paying our bills. And so it's like, but at the same time, like deep foundationally, I know that the Lord's in control. Like whatever. If you gave me this platform, if you want to take it away, you take it away. Mm-hmm. And so, there was a bit of a hesitation to like get too much with it, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Like it's not up to us. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. He gave it to us, and I always felt like, if you give us this, we will use it to honor you, and we'll use it to share with people. And that was back in my Christian days. That was back before. And so I still feel that to my core, and it just looks a little different now.
My biggest thing was not wanting to present the truth in a way that turned people away from it, or not wanting to misrepresent him. When you first come to understanding Torah, there's a bit of a pendulum swing where you can go too far one way. And so I wanted to make sure that we were grounded in grace and truth, and not, I didn't want to speak before then. So that is part of what took a long time to prepare my heart and to make sure, that.
I think maybe having your audience and that sort of dependence on that was maybe a good way to not swing too far, because you're like, well, how do we do this? And it's sort of not to say, oh, well, we better not tell the truth or we're going to lose our people. Not that. I'm saying there's got to be a better way to do this rather than going totally Torah terrorist.
Yeah.
To give it a term.
Well, I think my goal would be get people to start celebrating the feasts, and then they can get rid of Christmas after that. Like, let's not, why is it that we have to share, this is why this is evil and why you should be doing this? And not that has its place for sure. But I think for us, it's like, let's just get them interested in this stuff, and then let them experience the beauty of this stuff. And then when they do the other stuff, they're gonna be like, this doesn't feel like those things do. You know, so that's kind of, I think.
Well, my dad didn't understand it at all until he came to his first Sukkot. And then it was like, oh, I get it. This is how we show love back to the Father. And so I think trying to explain to my own family what it is we had found out prepared me for like, okay, we can't just go word vomit everything. We have to be intentional and careful, not like cautious, but with care in how we approach this. And so, launching a platform, I have always taken it very seriously because we are putting ourselves in the position of teaching. Even if I'm not outright calling myself a teacher, I am still responsible for discipling the people who are following. And I think it's really easy. Social media is so easy to hop on and post whatever that not enough people take that seriously. And it's something to consider if you're going to launch a platform or try to build up influence.
I'm glad you see it that way because there's so much evil out there. Like it's just, my wife goes out there and tries to post something. Oh, the backlash. I'm sure you see it too. And it's just, I think because of all that, people are looking for folks like you guys. Like, is there any good people on this platform? Like just doing it good. And I think your kids, I mean, my wife and I have often just marveled, shaking our heads going, how is it that you have, and maybe it's only the times I've seen you, but I doubt it. That you have 8 kids and they're so loving to each other and they're all just so calm and well-behaved. And it's just like, how did they do this? And you just put that on online. No wonder that's infectious because you're doing it the right way. So congratulations to you guys. And okay, now we talked about in the beginning of the previous episode, and we're at the end of this one. So where can we find the new thing you're doing, the Rooted Deeply podcast?
Anywhere that you can stream podcasts, or you could download the Rooted Deeply app in your app store, Android or Apple. And then we do have like a landing page for our community, which is rooteddeeply.org/join. So you can go check that out too.
And again, how is the sequence of seeing it early versus seeing it?
Sunday, if you have the app, you can view it Sunday. And then Tuesday, it goes live in the morning.
Okay. Guys, thank you for being here. I think we're going to have to come back because there's more to this story.
Yeah, I feel like we just keep talking.
Yeah, no, this is wonderful. So I'll get to see you guys at Shabbat. So that's a bonus. But maybe you don't. So you have to go back and see the other episode. Okay. Hopefully we can have these guys back on. So you're seeing John and Danielle, the Murrays, or We Are the Murrays, right? We Are the Murrays. There's information on the bottom of your screen. And again, get the app. Go watch their new podcast. Beautiful stuff. And spread it around. That's what we want to do. Spread around stuff like this. Really good influence out there where we were saying, there's not a whole lot of good influence sometimes online. So spread the good stuff. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Messianic Media.